Pardon our interruption. Starting from verse 30 of Mark chapter 1. But Simon's wife's mother lay sick of a fever, and anon they tell him of her. And he came and took her by the hand, and lifted her up, and immediately the fever left her, and she ministered unto them. She served. And at even, when the sun did set, they brought unto him all that were diseased, and them that were possessed with devils, or demons. And all the city was gathered together at the door. And he healed many that were sick of divers diseases, and cast out devils, and suffered not the devils to speak, because they knew him. And in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place, a lonely place, and there prayed. And Simon and they that were with him followed after him. And when they had found him, they said unto him, All men seek for thee. And he said unto them, Let us go into the next towns, that I may preach there also. For therefore came I forth. For this purpose I came forth. And he preached in their synagogues throughout all Galilee, and cast out devils. And there came a leper to him, beseeching him, and kneeling down to him, and saying unto him, If thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus, moved with compassion, put forth his hand, and touched him, and saith unto him, I will, be thou clean. And as soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy departed from him, and he was cleansed. And he straitly charged him, and forthwith sent him away, and saith unto him, See thou say nothing to any man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest, and offer for thy cleansing those things which Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. But he went out and began to publish it in much, and to blaze abroad the matter, in so much that Jesus could no more openly enter into the city, but was without in desert places, became outside the city, and they came to him from every quarter. And again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was reported that he was in the house. And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door, in front of the door, and he preached the word unto them. And they came unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto the room, they couldn't come in near, they pressed, for the crowd was so great that they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed where in the sick of the palsy lay. When Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, the paralyzed, Son, thy sins be forgiven thee. And there were certain of the scribes sitting there, and reasoning in their hearts, Why doth this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God only? And immediately when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, Why reason ye these things in your hearts? Whether is it easier to say the sick of the palsy, the paralyzed, thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and take up thy bed and walk? But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins, He saith to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, arise, and take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house. And immediately he arose, took up the bed, and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, We never saw it on this fashion. And he went forth again by the seaside, and all the multitude resorted unto him, and he taught them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting on the receipt of custom, the place of toll, and said unto him, Follow me. And he arose and followed him. And it came to pass that as Jesus sat at meat in his house, many publicans or tax collectors and sinners sat also together with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many, and they followed him. And when the scribes and the Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, How is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners? Then Jesus heard it, and he said unto them, They that be whole have no need of a physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. And the disciples of John and of the Pharisees used to fast. They were fasting, and they would come and say unto him, Why do the disciples of John and of the Pharisees fast, but thy disciples fast not? And Jesus said unto them, Can the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then they shall fast in those days. No man also seweth a piece of new cloth on an old garment, else the new piece that filleth it up taketh away from the old, lest the unshrunk take away from the old, and the tear is made worse. And no man putteth new wine into old wineskin bottles, else the new wine doth burst, and the bottles, and the wine is spilled, and the bottles will be marred, they will burst, but the wine must be put into new wineskin bottles. And it came to pass that he went through the cornfield, or the grain fields, on the Sabbath day, and the disciples began as they went to pluck the ears of corn. And the Pharisees said unto him, Behold, why do they do on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful? And he said unto them, Have ye never read what David did when he had need and was a-hungered? He was hungry, he and they that were with him. How he went into the house of God in the days of Abiathar the high priest, and did eat the showbread, the sacred bread, which is not lawful to eat but for the priests, and gave also to them which were with him. And he said unto them, The Sabbath was made for man. It was made for the good of man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also, even of the Sabbath. That is Matthew, the last chapter of Matthew, and Mark, 1st and 2nd chapters. Thank you for joining us today. God bless you and keep you strong in these times.